Hello and welcome one more time to my channel. I'm gonna show you how to make sweet and sour chicken. This is something easy that you can make at home. All you need is, chicken breast, some vegetables, a sauce, and I hope you watch this video. Okay, for this recipe, I'm gonna use 2 chicken breasts, boneless. You can use chicken thighs if you want to, but these 2 chicken breasts are juicy, tender, and I'm gonna start cutting in line and then in square. That's what we're gonna do. 2 chicken breasts for this recipe. There's nothing like cooking at home, especially like Chinese food. Instead of buying in restaurant, you can always cook it at home. Okay, this is the second chicken breast. As you can see, it doesn't have any fat. And if you see some fat, you can always remove it. We have a lot of Chinese or Asian American recipe in our channel. I hope when you have time, you can watch them. Okay, after you got the 2 chicken breasts, put them in a bowl, and we're gonna add some ingredients, some spices, like pure sea salt. Put some in there. As always, you can marinate this, whichever way you want, but there's no need to add a lot of stuff. I like to put garlic powder with parsley, and I also like to put a little bit of ginger powder. This ginger powder I made it myself. Instead of buying in supermarket, I dry the ginger, then I use a blender. Maybe I'm gonna upload a video one of these days. After that, just combine everything here, and this recipe is gonna be amazing. Now, in a separate bowl, I'm gonna use some cornstarch, maybe 2 big tablespoons of cornstarch. We like to add that because it gives a nice texture to the meat. And I like to put some or use some bread flour, 3 big tablespoons. I like to take my time when I cook. I don't like to do everything fast. That would be a big mistake. We want to enjoy cooking. 1 egg, just crack 1 egg. Just crack it inside a small bowl. Use a fork and start blending. And we're gonna add some water. I would say maybe like a half cup of water. Combine everything one more time, or mix, and pour it in the cornstarch and the bread flour. Now you can use a spoon or whatever instrument you have just to mix everything, combine everything here. This is gonna be a little thick. We don't want it too watery, okay? Oh, I almost forgot, you gotta add a little bit of baking powder too. Just a little bit. Now add all that inside the chicken breast and just give it a mix in there. Combine everything with a spoon or whatever you have available, and let it sit there or let it rest for, I would say, 20 minutes. This is the first step of making sure our chicken breast is gonna be tasty and delicious. We're gonna use bell pepper. I like to use red, yellow, green, and orange, because that way there are a lot of beautiful colors in the food. And you can cut it this way, okay? You can use the end part of the bell pepper. I'm just gonna cut 2 bell peppers just to show you how I cut it. I don't like to mince the vegetable. I just like to use them in a big size, medium size, I would say. And that's it. I already finished cutting half of each bell pepper. And I like to use a half of 1 big onion. Just cut it in square parts. Okay, so it's always important to start using all these steps. After you cut the vegetable, set them aside too. Now we're gonna make our own sweet and sour sauce. Just put some ketchup. I would say maybe like around 7 or 8 big tablespoons. I like to use red wine vinegar. You can always use any kind of vinegar that you have available. Put like 4 or 5 tablespoons. A little bit of salt. And also garlic powder too. You can use garlic powder, ginger powder. Ginger powder is in there. Okay, a little bit of that. Just because we want to give this sauce a good flavor. Soy sauce too. As you can see, I don't like to measure. I just like to calculate. And now we're gonna use some cornstarch, add some water, combine everything, and just to make sure, you have to add 3 big tablespoons of brown sugar or white sugar. And that part of the clip, I don't know what happened, but just make sure you put some sugar in there because it's a sweet and sour sauce. Okay, that's it. And I like to taste it, and if it needs more sweetness or something acidity, then I add more vinegar. Now, I'm gonna add some oil. I like to use canola oil. Sometimes I use vegetable oil, but you don't wanna use coconut oil for frying chicken. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in a pan, put like 1 cup of jasmine rice, a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna cook a little bit of rice. Then put 2 cups of water and a little bit more. Combine everything, cook it at like a medium heat, low heat, put a lid and just wait like 12 minutes. We're gonna cook our rice. I like to make sure the oil is always hot, around like 340 or 350 Fahrenheit degree. And then after that, I start putting all the chicken in there, or adding the chicken one by one. As you can see, we don't want to put them all together because that way they're gonna get stuck. We just want to put around 18 or 20 pieces of chicken. We're gonna fry it one time first for around like 3 or 4 minutes. Sometimes you can see, some pieces of flour. Just remove them. I'm gonna put a napkin in a bowl. Once the chicken is not 100% cooked, but it has a yellow color, that's when we want to take it out of there. Okay, because we're gonna fry it one more time. I'm sure you have seen some video where some fried chicken needs to be cooked this way because it's gonna be crispier. It's gonna have a good texture. Okay, after that, keep adding more chicken because we want to cook all our chicken in there the first time. Or you can grab a piece of that and just eat it. It is very delicious. After you finish cooking the first batch of chicken, then you start adding all the chicken one more time. Now this time they're gonna change color. It's gonna have a more stronger color. It's gonna be crispy. That's the reason we wanna cook it 2 times. And the last time you cook it or you fry it for only 1 minute, okay? Don't leave it too long, otherwise it's gonna be not good. It's gonna be burned. Okay, now we've finished cooking our chicken. Just set it aside. I like to use a fresh pineapple. I'm not gonna use the whole pineapple, just I will say half. And I like to remove the skin and then cut it. Please do not use those pineapple that you buy in supermarkets that come in a can with water. They're not good. They're very soft. They don't have a lot of flavor. So make sure you buy a pineapple and make sure it's ripened or ripe. I don't know which is the right word. And just cut it this way. Now we're gonna grab some oil from the chicken that we fried earlier, and I'm gonna use 3 tablespoons. Add it to the pan, and then I'm gonna add all the vegetables in there because we don't wanna eat raw vegetables. Start combining. We want our vegetable to be soft, tender, and they're gonna release a little bit of water. Take your time, I would say around 7 or 8 minutes. I always like to mix everything combined, and I'm gonna add the pineapple. I'm just using half a pineapple, and then the rest I just like to eat it with salt. It's very good for you if you eat pineapple in the morning, especially. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of garlic paste. Did you watch the video? It's over there. At the end of this video, you can watch it. Since I like to cook a lot of Asian food, I like to make my own garlic paste. That way I don't have to cut garlic all the time. I have my garlic blended with olive oil, and it lasts a long time. Just add a little bit of garlic, and I'm gonna start adding the sauce that we make, the sweet and sour sauce. I like to put 12 tablespoons. Start adding, because I don't want to add all the sauce. I don't want my chicken to be like a watery or in a soup. No, I like to always control how much sauce I'm gonna add to this recipe. After 2 or 3 minutes, make sure the sauce gives flavor to all the vegetables. You add all the chickens in there and combine one more time. What do you think? Do you think this is easy or hard? Now, you can always use less vegetables, less chicken. When I cook this way, I always like to share with my friends or neighbors. I don't eat all this by myself. But I don't like to cook a little bit of amount, because sometimes you say, oh, I wish I have to cook more, because the food that I cook is always tasty or delicious. Combine everything. I like the colors you can see. That's why I like to use green, red, yellow, orange, etc. Keep combining everything. I'm always cooking with medium heat. Okay, you don't want to have your heat high. That would be a mistake. And I think we already finished cooking. Wow, this was tasty. It was very good. I hope you try it at home. Don't be afraid of cooking, okay? If you fail the first time, don't give up. It's always a good idea to always cook 1 or 2 or 3 times. If your recipe doesn't come out the way you want it, don't ever give up, okay? Especially in cooking. We already finished. I like to put all the chicken with the vegetables in a separate bowl, and then I'm gonna place the rice on top of a plate, and I just like to add it to the rice. I would recommend you eat this with some like Tabasco sauce, something spicy, maybe like sriracha sauce. It's a great combination, and with a glass of ice water. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you watch my other videos. Like I always said, I like to keep cooking. And look at the sauce. You can always use a microwave, or you can heat it in a separate bowl, and then just add more sauce. It's very delicious. Okay, we'll see you next time, and have a great day.